you ever have those days where there is a fly that refuses to leave you alone, and it just keeps being right on your screen, and every time you try to shoo it away, it just comes back to the screen? Today is one of those days. Welcome back, Voidex. I am the expert of experts, the master of disaster, the one and only Voidex here, son of a ghost driller. And we are back with the Voidex for Final Fantasy VIII. Now, I was debating if I was going to do this today or not, but I might as well do it. I got nothing else to do other than, you know, work on the FF Wiki. I've been working on the FF Wiki again lately. Mostly doing glitch pages, and now I'm making item pages for Final Fantasy V. Oh boy! So what are we doing today? Well, today, what did we talk about last time? We talked about the characters, junction, item, GF. I think that's what we talked about last time. So we still got a lot of things to talk about here before we go to, like, locations and stuff. So, I don't have all the spells in the game. I kinda wish I did. That would be very nice if I did. Does anyone have Scan? Scan is one of the few spells you cannot refine. Looks like nobody has Scan. Well, we can fix that. We can fix that real fast. I don't need that. Why do I have that? So, a lot of the spells are kinda just... They're whatever. You're not gonna be using a lot of the spells. Ow. Give me that. So we got some scans. So I don't know if I can show all the magic. There's one spell in particular I'm not going to be able to show. Simply because it's kind of impossible to show without having to do the final boss. So, before we do the magic, let's talk about the GF abilities. So, Hackle, Sell High, and Familiar, and Call Stop. These are all from the Hogberry. Yeah, it's Apocalypse. I cannot show Apocalypse legit. These are all for... These three are for, half of the price of buying stuff. Doubling the sell price. And being able to buy rare items. So, Call Stop is very good with Familiar, as long as you visit each shop. Most of these shops are going to be very identical, but without the Familiar, I don't think you'll be able to buy, for example, these scrolls. And you kind of want to be able to buy these because I believe enemies refine it to the stat of item, if I recall correctly. So, you want the Hyper Pet Shop, you want the Esker Pet Shop, since that's going to give you access to Giant Ring. These four, I know you need the Familiar ability to get access to. And then you also want the, Esker Bookstore. This will allow you to buy all the Combat Kings, so you'll be able to see them with Cell. Fun fact! You do not need the Combat King in order to use the finishers with Cell. You can use any ability that Cell has, even if it's invisible, as long as you know the route. So if you want to do My Final Heaven, you can do My Final Heaven if you know the route to it. Not that I would recommend using finishers with Cell, there's no reason to. Also, you can buy these. So I'm not gonna have all the items in the game, because I forgot to get, Occult Day of 3 or 4, I believe. And those are very time limited, which, you gotta love time limited stuff. And then there's all the weapons monthly. this one will allow you to see what you need for, your ultimate weapons. And the Esther shop is very exciting because you can buy X potions, Mega potions, Mega Phoenix Elixir. You can buy lots of stuff. And with the Mega potions, you can, or with the hen, if you use the hen, with one of the abilities, you can make a whole bunch of Mega potions, sell it all for a profit, etc., etc. Yes, the money seed. And you can do that very early in the game. Do I believe in intergalactic aliens? I mean, there's gotta be something, right? There is no way, there is 0% chance that we are the only living creatures in this entire universe. There is a 0% chance that we are the only ones that are living. The universe is too vast, okay? No, it's I refine hence who Mega potions. So that's all of that. The jump shop is from Doom Train, which allows you to just go into here and just do all of your whatchamacallit, your weapon upgrade. That's the word. So I could get all the ultimate weapons right now, that's for the sheet that the game gives you. I'm not going to, there's no reason to. So if you need to know what you need for each thing, this is what you need. So you can get Lionheart on this one. The activated time you won't be able to get until you get to the Whom of the Unknown King, because you need it's either a Sacred or Minute Horn card. One of their cards turns into activated time unique. We just never met aliens for far enough on the sentience, yeah. But you know there's gotta be some sentient life form out there. There's no way that we are the only ones, I'm telling you. But yeah, activated time, I think you have to wait until you get, Ancient. You might be able to get earlier, but that would require leveling up, which you don't really want to level up. Dragon Fang? I think you can get Dragon Fang from the Anaconda? I'm not entirely sure. No, I have not gone out of my way to get this stuff in a long time, so, you know. Oh, they're from Grandals, right, Grandals. So, Dragon Fangs are from Grandals. You fight those in the forest near Galvadia Garden, I believe. It's either near Galvadia Garden or Gauntlet. I don't remember which one. And Pulse Ammo, you just gotta get a whole bunch of El Noil cards. Refine a bunch of those to get your energy crystals, and can refine those to get your pulse ammo. I think you need 20 El Noil cards in order to get your pulse ammo. Forest Near Gauntlet, gotcha. Yes, there is a way to get Lionheart on this one. That's what I'm going over. Like I said, you can get Dragon Fangs from Grendel, which is near Gauntlet. It's either near Gauntlet or Galvadia Garden. I forget which one. Activated time is from the Sacred or Minute Horn card, so you have to wait until you get to Whom of the Unknown King. And Pulse Ammo you can get very early on. Like, at the start of the game, 20 El Noil, the Minute Horn card, and Dragon Fangs. Got it. Every other weapon just is not really worth upgrading. Like, yeah, you get, like, double strength for base weapon, but, like, it's not really, it's not even double strength. Like, it's like 13 strength and a little bit accuracy. Like, it would have been better if they did something interesting with ultimate weapons, but they, again, like, the ultimate weapons kind of are just bag. And now we got all of these refines, so let's go over that. So for Thunder Magic, what refines Thunder Magic? I do too, but like, I don't have a reason to do it right now, so we have Thunder. So I'm gonna give someone, at least some of these. Just so you know, I have them. So, one will refine it in 5 Thunders. You're probably gonna do this early on. This could be M-Stone Piece, Magic Stone, and Wizard Stones can be turned into Faragas, Bliskas, Thundergas, and Kiragas. And probably something else with, support magic. I just don't remember off the top of my head. Which is which. Give me just a second, if you will. So these are all nice within the basic spells. I like saving up for like Thundagas. I like getting 100 of each, regardless. Like I want to get like 100 Thundaras, I get rid of Thunders, etc, etc. I just like having them, so I can throw them on like elemental defense junction and all of that. Coral Fragments will give you 20 Thundaras, and you can get Coral Fragments very early on, if I recall. I believe you can refine into that. And the Dynamo Stones, you can turn into Thundagas, which is from, Blitz. I think the Blitz card turns into, Betrayal Sword, I think. I think you can get 100 of these from the Quetzalcoatl card. Again, 20 arrows. Arrow is a very nice spell to have early on, and you can get this very easily too, I think. I think it's from the Bruska Avis card. Windmill. I believe you can get Windmill from Triple Triad. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure you can, but I might be mistaken. That's all you can get. There's not a whole lot you can get from Thunder Magic. This is from Quetzalcoatl. Ice Magic is from Shiva. And as you can imagine, there's probably not that much there, so you can get 5 Blizzards. You can get 5 Blizzaras, or you can get 5 Blizzagas. And this right here, this spell, this Water Crystal, you can get this very, very easily. It's probably Fasket Hokalin or Fasket Hokalin F cards. You don't even have to fight the enemies. You can get these from Triple Triad. And as you can see, you can turn it into 50 waters. Water is a very good spell early on for junctioning. It's usually very good for, like, attack and HP, I believe. What? Kiraka's better for HP, but, you know, this is still very, very good for, anything stat-related. So I would recommend getting this as soon as you're able to from Triple Triad. Again, Arctic Wind, 20 Blizzaras, or North Wind, 100, or 20 Blizzagas. Like I say, 100. This fin is 20 waters. I don't know if you can get this from Triple Triad. I don't remember. And that's it for that one. Fire Magic Refine is from Ifrit, and as you can, oh, 1 Flare Stone, what hurt it to 1 Flare. I'll be honest, these stones, they're nice for getting the spells, but like 1 for 1 is kind of crap for how hard it is to get the stones. Like, it takes a lot to get these stones. It really does. Again, 1 for 1 is like bleh. So, Phoenix Pinion. I do have to show a couple of the GFs I didn't show before. This is one of them. Phoenix Pinion, you can use 1 to get 100 Paragas. I wouldn't do that. I would actually use 1 of Bow, so that if you fall in Bow, you have a chance of Phoenix reviving you. And I do need to show off Phoenix. I don't know if I can show off the Chocobo or not. I can't show off Moogle, and I cannot show off Moonfa, because I don't have access to items. 1 Phoenix Spirit turns into 100 Paragas. I would not do that, because Phoenix Spirit is, I think that's Refine. And one Bomb Spirit can turn into 100 Miragas. A lot of things like to turn into 100 Miragas for some reason. I got Fire. You got your Fire, you got your Fyra, and you got your Fyraga. Do you say Fyra or Fyra? Or do you say Fyraga or Fyraga? How do you guys say this? Fire? Fyra? Fyraga? I like to say Fire, Fyra, Fyraga. Again, in Inferno Vein, one will turn into 20 flares. I think you could get this from a Ruby Dragon card. I could be mistaken. Is there a Ruby Dragon or Hexa Dragon, I think? I got Ball Fragment, one can turn into 20 Barrage, which isn't bad, in all honesty. And one Rev Gate can turn into 20 Barragas. Life Magic is from Siren. You will not have access to Siren until Gauntlet. Make sure you get her from Gauntlet. Once you get access to her from Gauntlet, be sure to get this immediately, because this is really good. One Holy Water will turn it into Zombies. Zombie as a status is kinda interesting, and I need to go over the status effects of this game. They're kinda interesting. Zombies actually not a bad alternative for defense. And I'll talk about that later, if I remember. Remind me to talk about status effects. One Death will become... One Death Stone becomes one Death. One Holy Stone becomes one Holy. You can actually get this from the Krista card. It'll be a little bit before you get Krista. But you can get Krista at, Galbadia Garden. So, be on the lookout for that. Also, how's my audio, guys? Is my audio fine? This right here is the biggest reason you want Life Magic Refine. If you get Life Magic Refine immediately, before you even go Emperor, you can buy these hens. And one hen will become 10 Curagas. You can get 100 Curagas very early on. Very early on. So, I'm gonna do this, so... This is what I'm like without that, right? So, Curaga. Look at how much Curaga boosts your stats, your HP by. It gives you about almost 3,000 HP. You will have about 3,000 extra HP at the start of the game if you give this to any character. That is absolutely insane. Or you can put it on like Vitality, and look how much it gives Vitality. Like, that is an insane amount of Vitality. Likewise with Spirit, look at how much Spirit it gives. So this is good for Vitality, Spirit, and HP. It is absolutely insane early on in the game. So be sure to get a whole bunch of hens and refine them into Curagas. That way you can become a super tank, and you're probably not gonna die the rest of the game, because nothing's really gonna hit you that hard if you never level up. I kinda want to do a run of this game where I don't, you know, keep my levels low. I kinda want to make it so I start at level 100. I don't know how different of a run that would be. And one card turns into 20 Curaga, so... I mean, honestly, just go with the pen. You don't really need to use the Conics. One Healing Ring becomes 100 Curagas. Not really worth it. Just use a pen. Phoenix Spirit, one of these becomes 100 full lives. Honestly, that's kinda worth it. At the same time, having Phoenix Spirit is good here because that uses a Zia for Revive ability, and Revive's a very good secondary command. So up to you if you feel like, do I want the Revive ability or do I want 100 full lives? And one healing male becomes 20 Kiragas. Yeah, I'd still say go with the head. One regen ring becomes 20 full lives. That's pretty good. I probably would recommend that. An M stone piece becomes cure. One magic stone becomes a cure, and one wizard stone becomes a, these all become 5 of the different cures. One healing water becomes 20 cures. That's worth it, honestly. That's honestly very good early on. And this is amazing. One zombie powder becomes 20 zombies. I would highly recommend getting this early on as well, because zombie is a very, very good spell to equip. Like, it's not as good as Kiraga on HP, but if you want to put Kiraga on something else, you can. Because that's still a good amount of HP early on. Zombie is not a bad spell. Don't put it on Spirit, though. It's not good for Spirit. It's about half as good on Vitality, but it's honestly not bad for HP. So be sure to get Zombie for at least, like, HP if you want to put Kiraga on, like, any of the other stuff. Alright, with that, one Soul Blade will become 10 Devs. That's not bad. Yeah, 100 Ultima is pretty good. One Mesmerize Blade becomes 20 Regen. I'll be honest, I never really used Regen, and I don't even remember if Regen is super good for equipping, for junctions. I didn't go over every single spell for a junction, simply because, you know, it's honestly really annoying to figure out what's for what. I'm actually gonna go back and give, stuff to Quiscus. So I have it for layer. Do I not have access to Thunder any other way? Really? Give me just a second, I'm doing this real quick. And I don't think I have access to Blizzard any other way. That's water, Blasara. I'm doing this so it's, you know, I can soak the spells off. Can I have Thyra? Yes. Alright. Is that it? Oh, one life ring will become 20 lives. Life is very good. Always have life on hand. It's very much worth it. One Whisper will become 50 Kiragas. I would recommend not doing that. And the reason why I say don't do that is Whispers are very hard item to get. And you're going to want to use the Whisper on Quiscus to get White Wind. I don't really get this item very often in a normal playthrough. Because it's like a rare drop from some enemies. I don't remember which enemies even drop this, but like, it's a very, very rare item for me. One Moonstone becomes 20 Holy. Very, very worth it. A Chef's Knife will become 30 Death. You should be able to get plenty of these early on if you're doing a bunch of triple triad, because the Hogberry card will always become a Chef's Knife. And one Dead Spirit becomes 20 Death, so if you don't have any Chef's Knife, just use a Dead Spirit. High Magic Refine is from Diablos. A lot of this, you definitely want to get Diablos because this is a very, very good refine. One Aegis Amulet will become 100 haste. Not worth it for how rare the Aegis Amulet is. One Samantha Soul becomes 60 triples. Samantha Soul is what you get from refining Quizicus's Triple Triad card. What Samantha Soul does normally, if I can find it, it gives you summon magic plus 40%. So you tell me, is it worth it to keep the item, or is it worth it to get 60 triples early on? Had I known you could get this so early in the game, I would have done this to break the game wide open. Because you can't get all the rare cards on this floor again. Honestly, a lot of the rare cards, you might as well turn it to items. Quizicus's card turns into 3 of these. You can refine 3, one of each on each of your characters, so they all have 60 triples, or you can, honestly, that's a good idea. Use one on each character, then have one character give 40 to one and 40 to another, so there's 100 and 100 between 2 of them. The other one's gonna have, like, what, 20? Yeah, they're only gonna have, no. They're not gonna be able to get 100, never mind. One's gonna have 100, one's gonna have 80, third's gonna have none, if you do it that way. Which is still very powerful. So I would recommend using that method early on. Use the Quizicus card and get 3 Samantha Souls. Use High Magic Refine to get 60 triples on 3 characters. And then make it so that you get 100 on one, probably Squall, 80 on another. Now, that hurts me to say because I hate using rare cards like that. I absolutely despise using rare cards. One rocket engine becomes 50 triples. I'll be honest, I kinda don't like that because rocket engine gives you speed plus 40%. That's a pretty good ability to have. 40% extra speed. Very, very good. But if you don't need speed plus 50 or 40%, you can use this. I think you can get this with the Kairos card, which that's going to be much later in the game. One Accelerator 100 haste, not worth it. Accelerator becomes Auto Haste, which is infinitely better than 100 haste. 1 Breeze Stars turns into 100 triple. This is worth it because the Breeze Stars ability at spend times 3 of 1 isn't really worth using. 100 triples is by far a lot better. So if you haven't gotten 100 triples for everyone, this is what you should do. 1 M-Stow piece becomes 5 slows. That's pretty good. 1 Magic Stone becomes 5 haste. And 1 Wizard Stone becomes 5 stops. I would recommend get haste. Haste is a pretty good spell to Junction. I think his stop is good. We will see. 1 Lightweight becomes 20 haste. I don't remember where you get this. I forget where you get Lightweight. 1 Spiderweb becomes 20 slows. This is honestly very, very good early on. I actually recommend getting slow. Especially if you're going to use Status Attack Junction. You can put 100 slows on Status Attack Junction and always inflict slow. So that's a pretty good option. And here is where you're definitely going to want this ability. 1 Black Hole becomes 30 Gummies. Gummy is a very powerful spell early on. It is very, very good. Where is Gibby? It's honestly almost as good as Kiraga for, HP. So if you want to use Kiraga again for Vitality or Spirit, you can, because Gibby's about as good. Not as good for, that. Gibby's also very good for Magic, so I would recommend Gibby for HP and Magic. Is it good for attack? That is the question. Let's find out if it's good for attack. It's pretty good for attack. It's a lot better for attack than Kiraga, so I would recommend get Gibby early on. It's a very good ability to have. Where was I? One skill orb becomes 15 Gibby, so if you can't get black holes for whatever reason, you can use Steel Orb. Dino Bone! One of them becomes 20 Quakes. This is another reason why you want this early on. Quake is a really, really good spell too. In Junction. If I could get over here. What's Quake? So, as you can see, Quake is even better than Kiraga for HP. It's also better than Gibby for attack. So if you want high HP, and you don't have 100 Kiragas, but you have 100 Quake, use Quake. This allows you to put Kiraga onto Vitality or Spirit. If you don't want to use Gibby, you can use Quake instead. Again, Kiraga is best for Vitality and Spirit. You can also put it on Magic, but you can put, like, other things on Magic. Like Gibby or, Baraka Bliska Bundaga. But yeah, if you want high HP, get Quake. Get Quake. So Quake for HP, Kiraga for Vitality or Spirit, and use Gibby for, straight for Magic. That will make you very, very powerful early on. Alright, with that, what else do we have? And you can get 20 doubles for one Dragon Fin. Which, I mean, double, I don't really use double, like, at all. I'll be honest. I don't use double for, like, anything. Double just isn't really that good, I believe. Grind to max levels? Yeah. The grind can be fun, but, like, in some games, getting to max levels is a pain in the butt. Status Magic Refine. Who has that? Who has Status Magic Refine? Is it you, Carbuncle? No. Oh, Diablos also has that. Okay, Diablos also has it. So, one antidote becomes one bio. Honestly, that's not bad. Like, if you're not going to be using antidote for much of anything, one antidote and one bio is not bad exchange. And bio is a pretty decent spell early on. I mean, it's not going to be as good as, say, do I even have bio? It's not going to be as good as, say, Gibby or Kiraga or the like, but, like, yeah. Like, it's okay for HP. You're not going to be using it for HP. Like, it's just an okay spell to equip. It's better in, like, status immunity or, status attack. But it's not a bad spell to get early on. One soft becomes 3 brains. If you're doing a low-level run, or you just don't want to get EXP at all, this is what you want to use. Get 100 brains, equip it to status attack, and use it against humans. That way you don't get any EXP from fighting humans, and you can use card on regular enemies, and you won't gain any EXP at all. Break is also a pretty decent spell to equip onto scats. One eye drop becomes one blind, which, meh, blind's not really that great. One echo scream becomes two silence. I'll be real, I never really use statuses much in this game. I should do a run where I try to use statuses, really. I'm surprised these don't hurt anything. One steel pipe will become one berserk. So berserk, if I recall, berserk's okay for a hack. But like, it's not really that valuable. One M stone piece becomes 5 silence, one magic stone becomes 5 berserk, and one wizard stone becomes 5 bio. Honestly, I feel like these are more of use of a status magic refine. One oak suit tentacle will become 3 blind, so if you really want blind, you can get from oak suit tentacles. Which honestly, that can be useful in a couple fights, like I think against Ronaldo. You can use blind, which isn't bad. One cockatrice opinion becomes 20 brains. This is worth using. One sleep powder becomes 20 sleep. Honestly, sleep is an okay status in this game. And it's good if you want to fight like Rexar. You can put him to sleep. I think there's a couple bosses that are weak to sleep as well. One betrayal sword becomes 20 confused. Honestly, the only reason you would get confused is so you put it on status immunity. You don't really run it to confuse that often, but Malboros will do it all the time. And you really don't want to deal with confuse. One mystery fluid becomes Hem Meltdown. This spell is one of the spells you always want to get. Meltdown's pretty good for junctioning, but Meltdown as a spell itself is a very, very powerful ability. It allows you to reduce one target's HP or vitality and spirit to 0. So it's a damn good ability. A very, very powerful ability. I don't know what they were thinking to make this a spell. Like, why would you make it so guys like, nope, 0 defense. Okay. I guess I'm gonna destroy you now. You're gonna make a playthrough of FFM with cheats, get unlimited spear levels to max all characters' stats. I am curious how that would turn out early on. One curse spike becomes 10 pain. Pain is a pretty good spell to Junction. It's very nice for status defense Junction because it gives you voice of blank and silence resist, and it's very good for status attack Junction because it gives you voice of blank and silence on status attack. Just be sure that you don't get confused. Otherwise, you're going to be putting the statuses on yourself, and you don't want that. It's also good for some stats, so... One Malboro tentacle becomes 40 bios. You kinda don't want to do this early on. You want to get 6 Malboro tentacles, because you want the Malboro tentacles for summoning Doom Train. Hello, Ricardo. One Venom Fang becomes 20 bios. That's worth it, because Venom Fang is not really going to be used for much of anything. One Silence Powder becomes 20 silence. That's also worth using early on. Yeah, Malboro tentacles are super pain in the butt to get. And that is all of that. Let me make sure I have... Okay, I got all of that. Now, support magic refine. I think that is from Carbuncle? Is it Leviathan? Huh. It's Leviathan. You would think that would be a carbuncle. Weird. So this is also a very good ability that you want to get early on. 1 remedy will become 5 Esuna. If I recall, you don't want to use remedies that much yet, because you're going to need 10 remedies to make 1 remedy plus, and you need 6 remedy plus to get Doom Train. So you don't really want to do this. 1 Cell Stone becomes 1 Cell, 1 Protect Stone, and 1 Protect, 1 Ura Stone, and 1 Ura. If you can get Ura Stones early on, that's not a bad idea, turn it into Ura. 1 Medkit becomes 100 Esunas. If you don't want the treatment ability, this is okay. But there's better ways of getting, you know, Esuna. I don't think you really need to do this. Also, you're not really going to see the Medkit very often. Like, Medkit is one of those... There's a lot of these, items, you're just not going to see in a casual playthrough. I'm going to be honest. 1 Giant Ring becomes 60 Protect, so... I believe Giant's Ring gives you, Strength plus... or, HP plus 40%. Honestly, I think I would prefer HP plus 40%, as opposed to 60 Protect, especially when you can get, Protects elsewhere. I think. 1 Hurdle Cell becomes 3 Protects. This is more worth it, honestly. I would honestly go with the Hurdle Cells over Giant's Ring. 1 Rune Armlet becomes 40 cells. A Rune Armlet gives you, I believe, magic plus 20%, so this is worth doing. 1 Glow Curtain becomes 100 Reflex. Glow Curtain, I think, gives you Auto Reflect. Auto Reflect is not that great of an ability, in my opinion. So, honestly, I would use this and get 100 Reflects. Reflect's a very, very good spell for Status, Defense Junction. And it's just a good spell for junctioning. 1 Skill Curtain becomes 100 Protects, and 1 Move Curtain becomes 100 cells. Not worth it. This is... The Moon Curtain gives you, Auto Cell, and this gives you Auto Protect. Both of those abilities are way better than 100 of the spells. 1 Moonstone becomes 5 Esunas. 1 Magic Stone becomes 5 Dispels. And 1 Wizard Stone becomes 20 Dispels. The Wizard Stone is better to get for Dispels. And if you need Esunas, this is a good way of getting Esuna. 1 Soul Blade becomes 20 Dispels, so if you don't want to use a Wizard Stone, and you want to use Wizard Stone for something else, you can use Soul Blade. 1 Vampire Fate becomes 20 Drain. Drain? I never really used much. And thinking about it, 100 Drains on Status at Junction might be really broken. It might make you immortal against anything that's not undead. And if you're not fighting random encounters, you're only gonna fight like 2 undead enemies, so like, you know, just unequip the Drain before fighting them. Or, you know, you don't even have to do that, you just use Phoenix Downs on them. 1 Fury Fragment becomes 5 Uras. I don't know if that's really worth it. I don't remember how hard Fury Fragments are to get. 1 Dragon Fang becomes 20 Esunas. Don't do that. You need Dragon Fangs for, Lionheart. 1 Barrier becomes 40 cells. Do not do this! Barrier becomes Mighty Guard for Quistis, and Barrier is stupidly hard to get. 1 Dragon Skin becomes 20 Reflex. I think you need Dragon Skin for some weapons, but otherwise, I think this is okay to do, in all honesty. And that's it for that. Forbidden Magic Refine. I believe that is from Bahamut. Yes, it's from Bahamut, so you won't get this until, like, near the end of the game. However, it does give you access to very good stuff. 1 meteor becomes 100, or 1 meteor stone becomes 1 meteor. 1 Ultima stone becomes 1 Ultima. You might as well use them. There's no reason not to use them. Why does Renoa not have meteor? 1 star fragment becomes 5 meteors, and 1 energy crystal becomes 3 ultimas. Don't do this with energy crystals until you get all the ultimate weapons that you want to get. Otherwise, you can go ahead and actually do it with ultimas, Hercumet and pulse ammo. This might be worth it for the meteors, though. 5 pulse ammo becomes 1 ultima. This is not worth it. Do not do that. 1 dark matter becomes a whole 100 ultimas. If you already got Software Pulsar, which if you're playing the original PlayStation version, you're never gonna get this normally, because you gotta be level 100 Siren with 100 curse spikes in order to even get 1 dark matter, which is a pain in the butt. You don't have to be level 100 Siren to get this now, but still, it's very bad. It's super bad. Make sure you get Software Pulsar first before you do this. Otherwise, go ahead and do this. I'm doing okay. Not really that many things you can transmute with Forbidden Magic. Recovery Medicine, I believe, is from Alexander? No? Who gives Recovery Medicine? Is it you, Carbuncle? It's Carbuncle. Okay. So this is how you get, now we're going into the items. So, 4 heads becomes 1 Mega Potion. This is how you do the, Infinite Guild trick. Buy 100 heads, earn them all who, Mega Potions, sell the Mega Potions. The Mega Potions will give you more money than you spend on the heads. 2 cards becomes 1 Mega Potion. Don't do this. It's not as luxurious as the heads. 1 healing ring becomes 20 Mega Potions. Not worth it because I think healing ring gives you I forget what it gives you. 1 Phoenix Spirit becomes 100 Phoenix Downs. Not worth it. This gives you the revive ability. 1 healing mail gives you 6 high potions. Not really worth it. 1 regen ring gives you 8 Phoenix Downs. That might not be worth it. You can buy this stuff. That's why I say for not worth it. And you get money out of the wazoo, so it's like, why refine them? 1 healing water gives you 2 high potions. Honestly, no. Again, you can just buy the high potions. It's a lot better to do. Give me just a second, if you will. 1 Mesmerize Blade gives you 2 Mega Potions. That's not a bad idea, but you can do better than that. If you want Mega Potions, you're gonna use heads. 1 Life Ring will give you 2 Phoenix Downs. Not worth it. And that's it. So, Recovery Medicine Refine is only worth it for Hence Iconics. Or Hence Mega Potions. Status Medicine Refine, I believe I think that's from, Alexander. Damn it, I'm wrong! Who gives it? Who gives the status medicine refine? Is it Leviathan? No. Who gives it? Oh, it's Siren! My favorite Final Fantasy, probably Final Fantasy, 10, or 9, or 7, or 8, or 5. Those are my favorite ones. Status Medicine Refine, also not really that useful. I never really used this. 1, medkit hurts 20 remedies. Not worth it. 1 O2 tentacle becomes 3 eye drops. 1 cockatrice pinion and 3 softs. 1 soggy powder, 3 holy waters. 5 sleep powders and remedy. 5 betrayal swords and remedy. 1 dragon paint and remedy. 1 curse spike and remedy. 1 malware tentacle who remedies. 1 feather paint and antidotes. 1 poison powder, 3 antidotes. 1 silence powder, 3 echo screen. It's not worth it. None of this is worth it at all. So this ability is kinda of a gun. I'll be honest. Ammo Refine is from Ifrit. This is honestly very good for RP. I would highly recommend this. 1 energy crystal becomes 10 pulse ammo. You need this if you want to get Lionheart. You need at least 2 energy crystals to get Lionheart. And then you get her 1 normal ammo and 1 fast ammo, or 1 shotgun ammo and fast ammo, which is very good. Fast ammo is very powerful. 1 sharp strike and AP ammo, that's very good. 1 screw and 8 normal ammo, not bad, but you can buy normal ammo. 1 missile and 20 demolition ammo, very good. Make sure you use a missile on Quistis first to get micro missiles. 1 running fire and 40 demolition ammo. Obviously better than this. Make sure you use one of these on Quistis to get a Gatling gun. 1 laser cannon and 5 pulse ammo. Not worth it, because of how rare it is to get laser cannon. Make sure to use 1 on Quistis first. Once you use 1 on Quistis, then you can use pulse ammo. 1 power generator for 20 pulse ammo. Very good, but make sure you use one of these on Quistis and get Ray Bomb. 1 ball fragment and 20 fire ammo. Very good. 1 rev bank and 40 fire ammo. Also very good. 1 feather bank and 20 dark ammo. Very good. If you don't have feather banks, you can use 1 poison powder for 10 dark ammo. 1 Self's knife and 20 AP ammo. Very powerful. And you get Self's knife a lot when you're doing triple triad, so this is very good. Same with cactus spawn. 1 hurts for the demolition ammo. I would highly recommend getting cactars from triple triad and hogberries so that you can get the demolition ammo and AP ammo. 1 fuel can become hellfire ammo. Not really worth it. I would recommend using ball fragments or rev bangs. Fuel is just very expensive, so don't bother with that. Tool Refine. Who the hell has Tool Refine? No, seriously, who has that? Siren! Again! Siren is very useful. Tool Refine. This is how you get the, special items. So 3 Mega Phoenix becomes 1 Phoenix Pinion, which is very good if you want to use, Phoenix. Make sure you get at least 1 if you don't have a Phoenix Pinion already. 1 Rosetta Stone becomes 1 Shaman Stone. Not worth it unless you already gave, 3 GF's Rosetta Stones, so that you get ability times 4. After that, it might be worth to get Shaman Stone so you can get, whatever you can get from Shaman Stone. 1 Magic Scroll becomes Hem Wizard Stone. So, 1 Magic Scroll, GF Scroll, Draw Scroll, and Item Scroll would become Hem Wizard Stone. If you have the money early on, and if you buy these from the pet shops, you can get Wizard Stones very early and just get the, very powerful spells very early on. You won't be able to do this until Ember, but still, it's very good. 1 Gambler Spirit also does that. But Gambler Spirit is very nice to get the card ability on our GF, so I wouldn't use that. 1 healing ring becomes 30 connexes. Is that worth it? I don't think that's really worth it. 1 hungry cook pot becomes 1 salmon stone. If you don't want the devour ability, you could go ahead and do this, but like, hungry cook pot is super rare, so I probably wouldn't do that myself, and salmon stone just isn't really worth it, I think. It might be, I don't remember. 1 steel pipe becomes an Ura stone. Do not use steel pipes until you get, Doom Train, because you need 6 steel pipes for Doom Train. 1 star fragment becomes 2 meteor stones. I think you can just earn 1 star fragment into 5 meteors, so that's not really a good trade-off. 1 energy crystal into Ultima stones. Not worth it until you're done with all of your ultimate weapons farming. 1 diamond armor into 50 cottages. Not worth it. It's not worth it at all, I think. 1 regen ring into 5 pence. Not worth it. 1 strength love into Ura stones. Strength love gives you strength plus 20%, so honestly that would be worth using early on. 1 power risk and Ura stone. That gives you strength plus 40%. Honestly, that's up to you. I would say it's not worth it. On the other hand, getting an Ura early on would be pretty good. So, weigh it on one hand, weigh it on the other hand. You decide which one seems better to you. 1 hurdle cell head for X stones, not worth it. 1 Ori Halcon hurry for X stones, not worth it. Again, 10 cells and 30 cells, respectively, not worth it. 1 circlet Ura stones, not worth it. 1 Hypno Crown and Ura stones, not worth it. This is Magic 40, Magic 60, Spirit 40, Spirit 60, Vitality 40, Vitality, or 20. Okay, this is 2040, 2040, 2040. 20 might be worth the sacrifice, but 40 not much. Not so much. 1 healing water who hence not worth it. 1 fury fragment who Ura stones. Only worth it if you have enough merit to use fury fragments on. 100 curse spikes and 1 dark matter. This is what you need in order to get Shockwave Pulsar. The earliest you can do this is at Galbagia Garden when you're doing it at the end of this tune. So you can make Quistis stupidly OP at the end of this tune. 1 Inferno Fang for 2 Flare Stones. I don't know if that's worth it or not. 1 Whisper for 1 Coins. Not worth it. 1 Dark Matter and 1 Salmon Stone. I don't know if that's worth it or not. 1 Moonstone for 2 Holy Stones. That's pretty worth it, honestly. I think you could get Moonstones from Imp Card. No. I don't remember if you could get Moonstone from, Sickle Triad. 1 Salmon Stone for 1 Love G. That's what you get Salmon Stones for. Love G increases compatibility with all GFs by 20. This is only if you summon GFs a lot. So if you want to summon like Bahamut or Leviathan or Egan a whole bunch, you would probably do this. Is it worth it? Not really. GFs are kind of just not that great. I mean, they do good damage, but like, they're not really that great. 1 Dead Spirit becomes 2 Death Stones. Why would you do that when you can refine 20 deaths with Life Magic Refine. Do you even know if Egan's a he or a C? I think Egan's a C. Forbidden Medicine Refine. I believe that is from... It's not Bahamut. I think that's from Egan. It's not from Egan. It's from Hogberry? Who has it? Who has the Forbidden Medicine? Oh, it's Doom Train. So, this gives you very, very dumb stuff. So, 20 Mega Potions will give you an elixir. Pretty good. It saves you a lot of money on elixirs. And this is how you get stat boosters, by the way. 1 Luck Junction Scroll will give you a luck up. If you can get a bunch of these, that's not bad, but Luck Junction Scrolls are very, very difficult to get. Same with Aegis Amulet. 2 of these becomes 1 speed up. But these 2 are super, super rare. You don't really want to use it for that. 1 Elemental Attack, Elemental Guard, Status Act, and Status Guard will become 4 elixirs. I don't think that's really worth it. Because this gives you Elemental Defense ×4 and Status Defense ×4. So don't use it for the guards. The hacks, I mean, you're gonna have that on a bunch of GFs, so it might be worth having for those. 1 Med Kit will become 2 Mega Elixirs, that's pretty good. 1 Gaius Ring becomes 1 HP up. You can actually farm this from at the end of the game, use like a money trick, and then turning a bunch of Giant's Ring into Gaius Ring. So you can do that. HP up gives you plus 3 HP. And you can do that with like Power Wrist and stuff like that. And Hyper Wrist becomes 1 Strength up. 5 Adamantite becomes 1 Vitality up. 10 Max Garmlets and 1 Spirit up. And 10 Royal Crowns and 1 Magic up. I believe you can get all of these items in the Esker Shop. Not the Esker Shop, the Esker Pet Shop. Yeah. Yeah, you can buy all of those here. Which allows you to get the final upgrades. So you can just, you know, get the status boost that way. Just make sure you get the shops on disc 3 before you go disc 4. The Jet Engine, 50 of these becomes 1 speed up, and 5 Rocket becomes 1 speed up. You don't really have to worry about the Jet Engines, because I believe you can get the Rocket Engines from, Card Mod. Let me see. Yeah, Ergen gives that here. So you can farm this on disc 4 if you do the card, CC group side quest earlier in the game. Highly recommend doing that so that you can farm, where is it? So you can farm these, rocket engines and get speed up. It'll take a bit of time, but this is definitely worth it. 100 Needles will turn into a speed up. You can also do this if you find a lot of cactars, but honestly, that's not really worth it. It takes too long to get this many 100 Needles. 1 Gox Code will become 1 Mega Elixir. You're not really going to see Gox Code very much outside of Card Mod, and you're going to be able to get 100 Mega Elixirs anyways. 1 Knight's Code becomes 1 Vitality up, and 1 Monk's Code becomes 1 Strength up. I think you can get these from Triple Triad, so those might be worth doing. I think this gives you cover, and this gives you counter. So if you don't care about counter and cover, then you can go ahead and use those. 10 Shaman Stones becomes 1 Hero Trial. that begins the chain for the Holy War, which will be in up there in Medicine Level Up. GF Recovery Medicine. This is a complete waste of a slot. One penthouse becomes 2 G returners. That is your Phoenix Scouts for GFs. So the problem here is it's over G recovery. So G potion, G high potion, G mega potion, and G G returners. They're not really worth using. So this gives you 20 G mega potions, 40 G mega G returners, 16 penthouse, 6 G returners, 4 penthouse, 2 penthouse, 1 penthouse, 2 G high potions, 2 G high potions, 2 G returners, 4 G high potions. It's not worth it. This is a complete Gug ability slot. So don't even bother with it. It is a completely Gug slot. G ability medicine is actually worth it, and I think this is what you get from Egan, right? Yes, this is from Egan. You won't get this until pretty much endgame. Not recovery. So, hand elixirs will become 1 GOTS code. Okay? You can use that to get, whatever GOTS code becomes. 5 Holy Wars give you a Knight's code. Not worth it because Holy War is very powerful. 20 Phoenix Pinions will give you 1 Phoenix Spirit. There's not a space in between Refine and Into. Interesting. Phoenix Spirit is very, very good. I would highly recommend this if you can get enough Phoenix Pinions. Make sure to use 1 Phoenix Pinion in battle so that you have Phoenix active at all times. But Phoenix Spirit does give you the Revive ability, so it's worth getting. And then Enemies will turn into the plus 40% and plus 40% item. So hand for 1 Giants, hand for 1 Power Wrist, hand for 1 Orihauken, hand for 1 Force Armlet, hand for 1 Hypno Crown, hand for 1 Jet Engine. Do not do this for the speed jumps, by the way. That's not worth it. 50 energy crystals will give you a Samantha Soul. So if you get a lot of energy crystals from Triple Triad, you're nuts, for one thing. You can get a bunch of triples that way. One of these Samantha Souls becomes an elemental attack. Not really worth it. 10 silver armor gives you gold armor. 5 gold armor gives you a diamond armor, and 5 diamond armor gives you an elemental guard. Not bad, although you'll be able to get elemental guard from Triple Triad. 10 Giant's rings becomes a Gaia's ring, and that's how you get the HP up. Same thing with 10 Power Wrist, and 1 Hyper Wrist, 10 Orihauken, and 1 Adamantine. You can get Skill Curtain from Adamantine, from 20 of them. And again, Skill Curtain, if I recall, is Auto Protect. So that's not a bad idea. 10 of these will become 1 Magic Armlet, and 20 Magic Armlet gives you 1 Moon Curtain, that gives you Auto Cell. And for 1 Royal Crown, 20 Royal Crowns for 1 Sky's Attack. Meh, not really worth it. Use the Royal Crowns for, Magic Up. 10 Jet Engines for 1 Rocket Engine. That's not bad. 2 Glow Curtain for 1 Monk's Code. Honestly, it's better than, using Auto Reflect. 100 Lightweights for 1 Accelerator. That is very good. That's very, very good. Accelerator gives you Auto Haste, so yes. 100 Dragon Bane for 1 Medkit. Not really worth it. Medkit's just treatment. It's not, you're never gonna use treatment. 100 Whispers for 1 Healing Ring. I guess healing rate is actually recover, so that's actually very good. But the odds of you getting Whisper is very low. 100 mouth more tentacles who one move curtain. Only do this after you get whatever ultimate weapons you need, and after you get Doom Train. 50 barrier and 1 Aegis amulet. This is how you can get more Aegis amulet, but barriers are very rare. 1 dark matter becomes 1 luck junction scroll. So you can't get more luck junction, it's just gonna be a massive time sink. And is it worth it? Probably not. Probably not. 100 bomb fragments become 1 bomb spirit. So, bomb spirit gives you the Kamikaze command. Kamikaze does a crap ton of damage, upwards to 60,000 damage, at the cost of removing the character from battle. If you have 9999 HP. So, you need max HP or very high HP to make use of Kamikaze. Do you want to sacrifice your character and not get the AP? I don't know if that's actually worth it. I don't think so. 100 dragon skin becomes 1 glow curtain. I mean, meh, not really worth it. 1 Shaman Stone becomes a Rosetta Stone. So, if you have a Shaman Stone, and you don't have ability times 4 yet, this is pretty good for doing that. 100 Cactus Spore turns into 100 Needles. This is the only way to get 100 Needles. It kind of gives you hurt damage, which is like a weaker version of counter. If it hurts the core damage, you hook back at the enemy. So you can use this with counter to get like a crap ton of damage, if you really wanted to. And then you can use 2 of the status items to get 1 of the scrolls, which honestly isn't really worth it. I would rather get the permanent stat boost, in all honesty. And then to make Magic Refine, how this works is it takes the lowest level spells like Thunder, Blizzard, whatever, and it gives you a chance to turn it into 1 stock of the next level. So 5 Thunders and 1 Fedora, 5 Fires and 1 Fyra, etc., etc. It's very limited in what you can use it on, though. You're not going to get very much use out of it, as you can see. Likewise, with High Magic Refine. 5 Fedoras, 1 Thundiga, 5 Fyras, 1 Faraga, etc., etc. You can't turn head doubles into 1 triple. That's very nice, but as you can see, like, you don't really get to use it for, like, much of anything at all. It kinda sucks. So you're not gonna use these abilities for much of anything. And Medicine Level Up, which I believe is from Alexander. Yes, Medicine Level Up is very important. This is how you're gonna get, Doom Train. So 3 potions become 1 potion plus. 3 of these become 1 high potion. High potion plus. X potion. Mega potion. So, this is the only way to get, like, plus items. You can't get plus items any other way. 50 Phoenix Downs becomes 1 Mega Phoenix. Not a bad deal early on if you need, AoE Revive. 10 Elixirs become 1 Mega Elixir. That's honestly pretty good. But honestly, I don't like using Elixirs anyways in this game. 10 Remedy become 1 Remedy Plus. You need 6 Remedy Pluses, I believe. So you need at least 60 Remedies. And then 10 Remedy Plus becomes 1 Elixir. 10 Hero Trials becomes 1 Hero. And And then Henagos becomes a Holy War trial, and Henagos becomes one Holy War. So the trials are like, they have a chance of failing, which isn't very good. You're gonna begin like Holy Wars later on anyways, so these are kind of pointless to do. And that's really it. That's all you use it for. You're honestly only gonna use it for remedies. You're not really gonna use it for anything else, I feel. And finally, the card Mog. I don't think I have all the cards. I do not have all the cards in the game, so I'm probably gonna have to look at, let me see if I can see about, can I give myself all the cards? I cannot give myself all the cards. I have done that, by the way. I have beat Omega Weapon without any of that. So, I don't have all the cards on hand, I believe. No, actually, it looks like I do have all the cards on hand. Never mind, I do have all the cards on hand. So, let's see what the cards can turn into, shall we? So one these are what turn into 5 screws. This is what you're going to be using to get all your screws for, your junk shop. One bug guard becomes 1 M stone piece. Not bad early on. Same with the bite bug. 1 rev gate becomes 1 rev back becomes 1 vampire pain. This is how you're going to get your drains early on, if you want to abuse drain. 4 block rock becomes 1 rune armlet, which again, rune armlet is not a bad thing to get early on. It gives you, I believe, magic plus 20, or spirit plus 20, which that's not bad. If you get that early on, that's nice to slap up to another GF. 1 Gyla will give you a mystery fluid. This is how you're going to get meltdown early on in the game. Farm Gylas, get a whole bunch of mystery fluids, get a whole bunch of meltdown. 1 Jesper becomes 1 black hole. This is how you get Bergy Gummies. And this is also how you get a degenerator for Quiscus. This also gives you acid for Quiscus. So you do want to farm these guys. These are definitely two that you want to farm early. 5 Hocalin Fs becomes 1 water crystal. This is something you also want to farm early on, because a water crystal gives you 50 water. 1 blood soul gives you 1 zombie powder, give against 20 zombies. 1 caterpillar gives you 1 spider web. This is how you get ultra waves for Quiscus and a whole bunch of slows. 1 cockatrice and a cockatrice pinion. This is how you get break early on. 1 grat and 1 magic stone. Very good for getting the level 2 elemental stuff. And haste. 1 Buell also goes in a magic stone. 1 mesmerize for a mesmerized blade. I think this is how you get regen early on. 1 glacial eye and 1 auric wind. That's how you get 20 Glaciaurus. 1 bell hammer for 1 soul blade. I think that's how you can get dispels. 1 Breska Apis. 1 Breska Apis for 1 seer feather. This is how you get arrows. 1 anaconda for 1 venom pain. This is how you get bios. 1 creeps for 1 coral fragment. This is how you get electrocute for Quiscus and Phandaris. 1 Grendel for 1 dragonfin. You can get doubles for that, I think. 1 Gelite and 1 magic stone. 1 gray mantis and 1 sharp stone. I forget what that turns into. 1 forbidden for 1 betrayal sword. That's how you get confused. Armadillo. For one Armadillo, you get one Dino Bone, which this is how you get Quake early on. So you want to farm this for Quake. One Tri-Face for one Curse Spike. This is how you get Pains, and I think you get level question mark Death for Quistis. One Basket Hocalin for one Water Crystal. One Snowline for one North Wind, that's how you get 20 for the Sagas. One Otsu for one Otsu Hentacle, I forget what that gives. One Sam 08G for one Running Fire. This is how you get, I think it's AP ammo or... one of the ammos for Irving, but you want to use one of these to get Gatling Gun for Quistis. One Deathclaw for one Stark Spike. One Cactor for one Cactus Horn. This is good for AP ammo. One Hogberry for one Chef's Knife. Very good for getting 30 deaths or some ammo. I forget what it is. Demolition ammo? This might be the AP ammo. This might be Demolition. Abyss Worm. One Abyss Worm is for one Windmill. This is how you get Tornado early on. Do you see why cards are broken in this game? Cards are exceptionally broken. 5 Hurlpods give you a healing mail, which isn't really that good. 1 Visage gives you a Wizard Stone, so that gives you access to like Blasaga, Faraga, Kiraga, Stock, etc. 2 Herepsars give you a Dino Bone, so you can get those early on. 1 Bomb gives you a Bomb Fragment, which, meh. 1 Blitz gives you a Dynamo Stone, which, eh. 1 Wendigo gives you a Skill Orb, gives you, 15 gummies. 5 Haramas gives you a Life Ring. I forget what that gives you. I think that gives you life, 20 lives. 1 Imp gives you a Wizard Stone, good. 4 Blue Dragon gives you a Fury Fragment. I forget if that gives you a blue magic, but I think you need this for some ultimate weapons. 3 Adamantoids gives you a Hurl Cell. 3 Hexadragons gives you a Rev Vein, which I think gives you Faragas. 3 Iron Giants give you a Star Fragment, which that's nice. 10 Behemoths gives you a Barrier. So if you want to get Mighty Guard early on, you're going to be farming this. 10 Chimeras give you a Regen Ring, which I forget what that gives. 1 Poo-Poo gives you a Hungry Cookpot. So this is how you get additional Cookpots. 1 Elastoid gives you Steel Pipes. You're going to be farming these guys for Steel Pipes. 1 Gym 47N will give you 10 fast ammo, very good. 4 Malboros will give you 1 Malboro Tentacle. You're going to be farming this a lot, so that you get the 6 Malboro Tentacles. It's going to take 24 Malboro cards. It's going to take 28 if you want to get Bad Breath for Quistis. 10 Ruby Dragons give you an Inferno Fang, which I think gives you Flare. And I think that gives you Fire Breath for Quistis. 10 El Noyals give you 1 Energy Crystal. If you're aiming for ultimate weapons like Lionheart, you're going to be farming these a lot early on. 1 Hogberry Key gives you a Stuff's Knife, meh. 1 Bigs and Legs gives you an X Potion. 1 Boots and Raijin gives you an X Potion. That's just eh. 1 Elgarit will give you 10 Death Stones, eh. 2 X8M09 Hughes give you 1 Hurdle Cell. If you can't get Lionheart early on, you can use this for another one of his weapons. 1 Grinaldo gives you a G Returner, not worth it. 10 Garagaros give you 1 Circlet, meh. 1 Iguanian gives you a Cockatrice Pinion, not worth it. 1 Abaddon gives you very dark ammo, that's worth it. And 1 Trauma gives you very demolition ammo, that's also worth it. 1 Oil Boil gives you very fire ammo, worth it. 5 Sui Tribe gives you 1 Gambler Spirit. This is how you get cards, the card ability on our GFs. 1 Krista gives you 10 holy stones. You will be farming this at Galbadia if you want to get 100 holies before the end of this one. 1 Propagator gives you a G Maker Potion, that's not worth it. 1 Joko Cactor for a Cactus Horn, not worth it. 40 Tri-Points give you a 1 Jet Engine. Not really worth it if you could get it early on while grinding, sure, but like, it's not worth grinding this one out specifically. And Gargantuan for 1 Straight Love. Not really worth the grind. 1 Mobile Hydrate for 10 Cell Stones, that's pretty worth it. 1 Spade Zara into 1 G Maker Potion, not worth it. 1 Healmot for 10 Flare Stones. You're also going to be farming this at Galvalia Garden. 1 BGH 251F2 for 10 Protect Stones, worth it. 1 Red Giant for 5 Meteor Stones, worth it. 1 Calglyphus for 1 Rename card. I mean, if you want to rename characters, sure, I guess, but like, okay. Why? But why? 1 Ultima Weapon for 1 Ultima Stone, worth it. 1 Jumping, and now we're into the rare cards. 1 Jumping Chocobo for 100 Love G's. You would use this at the end of the game. All of these you would use if you're doing a CC group, or if you don't care about using them. So this will give you 100 Love G's. Love G's give you 20 compatibility points. So 10 of those will give you 200. 50 of those will give you 1,000. And I think 1,000 is the max compatibility for all GLs. So one of this will give you max compatibility with 2 characters. 1 Antelope becomes 100 elixirs. Not bad if you're using items, but I don't use items, so Antelope stays in my pocket. 1 Gilgamesh becomes 10 Holy Wars. The only time you would really use Holy War is against Omega Weapon. Otherwise, no real need for it. 1 Mini Mog becomes 100 Pet Houses. Not worth it. And you need Mini Mog for another card. If the Card Queen side quest. 1 Chickaboo becomes 100 Gasol Greens. That's only if you're summoning a Chocobo. Not worth it, by the way. You can buy Gasol Greens. 1 Quetzalcoatl is all 1s, by the way. This becomes 100 Dynamo Stones. Not really worth it, in my opinion. 100 North Winds. Also not really worth it. 3 Elemental Attacks. Honestly, I don't think that's worth it. You also need to sacrifice Ifrit in order to get the Renoa card to show up. 3 Status Axe. That can be worth it. It can be worth it. Would I use it? I don't know. I never really used Status Axe that much. 100 Dino Bones. Not worth using. You should be able to get Dino Bones from Triple Triad. And 10 Adamantines. You will not be able to get these until Tomb of the Unknown King. So Tomb of the Unknown King will get you both of these if you do it entirely. You need this in order to get Lionheart. I don't remember where all of these are. Let me see if I can remember where all of these are. So, the Antelope card you get from Sewn on, I believe, the train at Forest Owl's base, if I recall correctly. Let me see where they're all at. Okay, so, to get the Trophy Chocobo, you can win it from a male student outside Valley Gardens Library as part of the Queen of Cards side quest. Or you can win it from Queen of Cards on Esther's crash site, or from Left Girl of the CC Diamond in the Ragnarok airship of Endgame. So to take this, you're gonna win like all of these cards from the Left Girl of the CC Diamond duo on the Ragnarok if you do all of the CC card group quest. Angelo, you win from Waltz of the Forest Owl Space or the White Seed Ship. Gilgamesh, you win from CC Group King. So it's the final card you can win for that. Minimog, you win from running for it in a Valley Garden. And if he disappears, because you skip the fight against He-Retsor, so apparently he can die, I guess. If he dies, you can get from the girl in pink on the right side of the garden. That's kind of morbid. The kid can die? Oh no! That's really morbid. Chickaboo! You gotta catch a Chocobo in every Chocobo forest and visit Chocobo Sanctuary. Quetzalcoatl, you win from Mayor Go. Shiva, you win from, you gotta trade the Girl Next Door magazine with Zone for free on the White Seed Ship. Ifrit, you get from defeating Ifrit. And you win it back from Martine at Fisherman's Horizon after you trade it for Renoa. Siren, you went from the Pug Manager in Gauntlet. Sacred, you went from defeating Minotaur. And Minotaur, you get from defeating both the brothers. Ah! That's not well won. Now, Carbuncle. 3 glow curtains. Not really worth it. Carbuncle, you went from Heart from the CC Group side quest. 1 Diablos for 100 black holes. Not worth it. Unless you really need black holes. Still not worth it. Use it for a triple triad. You get this from defeating Diablos. 3 Dogs Codes. Not really worth it. You win it from Joker of the CC Group in the Valley Garden Training Center. Odin. 100 Dead Spirits. Not worth it. You win it from Odin. 100 Windmills. Not worth it. You should be able to get windmills very early on. You get from the Valley Hotel owner after Valley Garden has become mobile. If the player helps the Big Bad Rascal sneak past the guards during the Valley Pound lockdown, the hotel owner Star will play it as well. Cerberus gives you 100 lightweights. That might be worth it to get the jet engine or accelerator or whatever it was. You get this for defeating Cerberus. Alexander, 3 moon curtains. That's pretty worth it for auto cell. You win it for Piet at the lunar base or the crash site. Phoenix, 3 Phoenix spirits. That's honestly really good because that gives you access to revive. You win it for Presidential Aid in Esther C as per the Queen of Cards side quest, or for the Queen of Cards on Esther crash site at the end of the game. Bahamut, 100 Mega Elixir. Really good if you're using items. Otherwise, don't worry about it if you don't use items. You win it from defeating Bahamut. What is it called? I forget what the place is called now. The Research Center. One Doom Train becomes Green status guards. Not bad if you don't have a status defense junction times 4 on a bunch of GFs. You get this from winning it from the pub owner and Himper as part of the Queen of Cards side quest. Anything that's part of the Queen of Cards side quest, you can win from Queen of Cards at the Esker Crash site as well. And Egan turns it in 3 months code. If you like counter, this isn't bad, but honestly, not really worth it, I feel. Or you can use this to farm for strength up, I suppose. You get this from defeating ultimate weapon. And now we're at the character cards, the final one. Worf becomes 3 Gaia's rings. That's very good. You get this from Dr. Odine in Esker City. At that point, you might as well turn it into Gaia's ring, so you get HP plus 80% off 3 GMs. Kairos becomes 3 accelerators. That's pretty strong because that gives you auto haste. You win this from the Black Dressed Man in Gellington Suffolk District as part of the Queen of Cards side quest. If they make a new Superboss FFA that had 10 million health, I mean, I don't think it would last very long. Laguna becomes 100 heroes. Not worth using, don't do that. You win it from Elon on the lunar base. Selfie becomes 3 elemental guards. Not bad if you get if you don't have elemental defense junction times 4 already. You win this at Stravia Garden from Selfie's friend. This is the biggest game-breaking card early on. It becomes 3 Samantha Souls. If you have Diablo's High Magic Refine, you can hurt those into 60 triples each. You win this from the Treppies in Balam Garden in the classroom or cafeteria at the start of the game. I don't like using this card in card mod early on, simply because, like, it's a very good card early on. It's a really good card, and it makes getting other rare cards very easy. But I'm heavily reconsidering it because of Samantha Souls. I really am. 3 rocket engines, so that's speed plus 40%. That's kinda good, not gonna lie. And you get this as part of the Queen of Cards side quest from Glow in Fisherman's Horizon. Here's another one that breaks the game a little bit. 3 Hyper-Risk. Hyper-Risk gives you strength plus 60%. You can throw that on 3 GFs. That's gonna make you very powerful early on. Of course, Cell is also a very nice card to use, but you know, strength plus 60% is very hard to pass up. And you can win this from Ma Gittens in Balam Town. 3 magic armlets. That is going to be, I think, magic plus 60%. Not bad, but honestly, Renoa is a pretty solid card to use. You win it from General Caraway in Gelling City after you lose Ifrit to him. 3 Royal Crowns. That is Spirit plus 60%, I believe. You win this from Gay at her house. 3 Diamond Armors. I want to say that gives you G of HP plus 40%. That's not really worth it. I would actually keep this in your pocket. You win this from Sid in Balam Garden or at Gay's house. And Squall, 3 3-star. Not worth transmuting. You get this from Laguna in Esker City or on Ragnarok. So, that is all of the card mods. There's a lot of really, really powerful stuff here. Early game, before you even go to Dalit, you want to get some Vampire Fangs, Mystery Fluid, black holes, water crystal, soggy powders, spider web, cockatrice pit. Like, you want to get a lot of stuff. But you also really want to get, dino bone, curse spike, water crystal, Seth's knife, windmill. Like, you really want to log this stuff early on, because they're just powerful. And you know what? We're not gonna talk about the magic today. Give me a second. Let me rearrange. I'm gonna rearrange all of this. I'm gonna do this for next time, just so, you know, it's fair for next time. It's supposed to be over here. Yeah, there it is. So, we'll talk about magic another time, and items we'll talk about another time as well. Let's talk about the cards. So, I'm gonna show what the cards look like. The level 1 cards, you're not really gonna use. They're there just to be transmuted. Like, as you can see, they're all kind of garbage. You're never really gonna use these. And even the level 2 monsters are not really that good. I mean, they're certainly a little bit better, but you're gonna be using better cards. These 2 are okay. That one's okay. So, level 3 is where it starts getting better. VTuberEN's alright. Same with Armagogo. Tri-Face is a pretty solid card. That's Hokalin is very good with that 7. Same with the Snow Lion. Cactor is a pretty solid card as well. And the Best Worm is also basically another one of these Snow Lions. Level 4 is what you're going to be using a lot of. So, Herpog, very good. Right, besides, okay. He-Rexar, okay. Bomb, very good. Blitz is basically just He-Rexar. Wendigo, very good. Harama, not really that great. Imp, pretty good. Blue Dragon, pretty good. Agamatoids, very solid. Hexadragon, okay. Iron Giant, very solid. Behemoth, pretty good. Chimera is just a reverse, Behemoth. You're never gonna play Poo-Poo because Poo-Poo's so late in the game. Elastoid, very good. Jim, okay. Malboro, excellent. You want Malboros for Triple Triumph for sure. Ruby Dragon, very decent. El Noil, very good. Hawberry King, opposite of El Noil, very good. Bigs of Legs, very, very good. And if you're able to get these early on from card mods, they're going to be even more invaluable. So, super powerful, very powerful, very powerful, pretty good, very powerful, pretty good, okay, very good, pretty good, pretty good. Again, we got level 7. Most of these, you're like 6 or 7, you're going to start seeing at Galbadia. But you might get lucky and pull them from rare cards when you're carding enemies. Very powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful. Pretty good. Very good. Very powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful. Pretty good. Very good. Very good. And then, of course, you know these guys, super good. Not really that great. I don't like using Angelo very much, but he's good early on. Gilgamesh is prefers Angelo. This is pretty good early on when you need those 9s, but the 2 and 3 really hurts. You're never really going to use this in Triple Triad, I feel. Same with Quetzalcoatl, but Quetzalcoatl is very, very powerful. Siva's very good. Ifrit is going to be your go-to card for Triple Triad. Try not to lose Ifrit. Siren's pretty good. She's basically another version of Ifrit. These two are going to be your go-to for triple triad. If you use Minute Horn to get Adamantite, at least keep Sacred, so that you have a very powerful card. Carbuncle, we're starting to get to the A's. The A's are almost always worth using. Diablos is going to be a go-to card. Leviathan is okay. Ogun is very good. Pandemonium is pretty good. Cerberus is okay. Alexander is very powerful. Phoenix is okay. Muhammad is pretty good. Doom Train is stupid. He has double A's. You're probably gonna block off the 3 of 1, so he's just gonna be a go-to card. Egan is very powerful too. But by this point, you're probably not really using these guys for a triple triad. You're going to be using level 10. Morg is very good. Kairos is okay. Kairos is just okay. Laguna's okay. Selkie's pretty good. Quiscus is very good. Urban is reverse Quiscus. Cell is very solid. Renoa is okay. That 4-2 kinda hurt. Agay is very, very powerful. You're gonna be using Agay. You're also gonna be using Cypher a lot. Squall you would also use a lot too. So Cypher, Squall, Agay, Irving and Quiscus are probably what you're gonna be using later on in the game. Or you're gonna be using Squall, Cypher, Agay, Doom Train, and like someone else. Probably Sacred or Minute Horn. That'll give you like very solid defense all around. And with that, we have finished all of the abilities and the cards. I didn't spend 2 hours just for that, guys. Oh my god, before it gets for Final Fantasy VIII, it's gonna take forever, isn't it? It's gonna take forever to get done with Final Fantasy VIII. We still got magic to go through. We still got status to go through. We still got tutorial to go through. We got location skill. We got enemy skill. We got side quests to talk about. Guys, this is gonna take a while to get through. Help me. Please help me. Oh god, I need help. Someone help me. I really need it. Alright, so we're gonna call it fair for today. Again, I wasn't expecting... I almost didn't do anything today, but I'm kind of glad I did, just to get to push this along, you know? So, tomorrow, I'm probably not gonna really stream tomorrow very much. We will see, because tomorrow is Father's Day. So, tomorrow, will, if I stream, will be, non-spell card practice or Imperishable Night. Again, I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow. So don't get your hopes up. Monday I will be doing Final Fantasy X. Tuesday, more Cyber Sleuth. Wednesday will be, I forget what it was, like Puzzle Fire 2 or something like that. And then Devil May Cry on Thursday. Now with that said, let me see who is streaming. And we will see if I can raid to anyone. Henya is doing Ocarina of Time right now. Pio's gonna be doing a First Light at midnight. V2's gonna be doing Grand Blue Fantasy Relink English Ragnarok at 9 p.m. Surprised that they're doing another one of those. Kinda interested in that a little bit. Koyoi's doing Pokemon Champions at 6 a.m. Iris stream. She must have done it real early in the morning. Koyoi's doing more that RPG at 10 p.m. Bay is doing Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations at 9 p.m. So I'm gonna be watching Bijou at 9 p.m. Who else? Anybody else? I think Vicky's doing her, endurance stream. Also, congratulations to, Victoria Roman for giving 50,000 subscribers. She did that yesterday, which is very, very good news for her. What time is that supposed to be? Vicky, I don't know what time it's supposed to be. Apparently, Scarl is doing a cookie hand stream for Filipino Pancit at 10 p.m. Oh, here it is. 9 p.m. Vicky is going to be doing UK Classics Acoustic Karaoke. There is no endurance stream because, you know, there's nothing to endure. Siri endured. Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can raid it to maybe Henya, if Henya allows it. Can I raid it to Henya? Who can I raid it to? I cannot raid it to Henya. I cannot raid it to anyone because most people don't allow raids. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if I have it set so people can raid it to me. I wonder if I can find that somewhere. I'm gonna have to look into that. Anyways, we're gonna call it there for today. So I will say until next time, everyone, whatever that may be, you all have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night. I only get the skill gun from anyone else what you're talking about. And I will catch you all on the flip side of Void. Take care, have a great rest of your day and or night. Why did I decide to do a Voidex for Final Fantasy VIII? Ah.